Okay, so to find critical values, we have a function f of x equals x to the fourth minus 8x squared. And so by using the power rule, we find that f prime equals 4x cubed minus 16x. Now to find the critical points, what you have to do is set the first derivative equal to 0. And so we do 0 equals 4x cubed minus 16x, and we get 0 equals x times x squared minus 4. And we end up with our values being x equals 0 and x equals plus or minus 2. Now for each one of these points, you have to make a derivative chart. So for here, we start with 0 and we get x equals 0 as our midpoint. And so to find if a value is minimum or maximum, we have to see the values after and before this point. So when x is less than 0, we plug in a value like -1 into the first derivative. So we get 4 times -1 cubed minus 16 times -1, and we end up with a positive value. So we put a plus sign over here. And then when x is greater than 0, we plug in a value like 1. And we do 4 times 1 cubed minus 16 times 1, and we get a negative value. So since it goes from positive to negative, this is a maximum value. And it's the same process for -2 and 2. When we plug a number greater than or less than -2 into the first derivative, we get a negative value, and a number greater than -2, we get a plus value, which means that this is a minimum. And same thing applies for x equals 2.